What happens if a chain smoker quits smoking suddenly? Day 1, without cigarettes, and my body declared war on me. I'd been smoking since I was 15, half my life spent inhaling roughly 14,600 packs. That's 292,000 cigarettes. At 5 minutes per cigarette, I'd spent nearly 3 years of my life just smoking. The decision wasn't dramatic. No cancer diagnosis or ultimatum. Just a moment when I watched my 5-year-old daughter pretend to smoke a crayon, holding it exactly how I hold my Marlboros, right down to the way she flicked imaginary ash. "What are you doing, Emma?" I asked, already knowing. "I'm being you, Daddy," she said, taking another pretend drag. I quit that night, flushed the cigarettes, deleted my smoke break alarms, and told no one. Previous attempts had failed when announced, like my brain needed an audience for its surrender. By 10 a.m. Wednesday, my hands trembled so badly I spilled coffee across my keyboard. My coworker noticed. "Hangover?" he asked. "Quitting smoking," I admitted. His eyebrows shot up. "Cold turkey? Jesus, Mark. That's like jumping out of a plane without checking if your parachute works." By afternoon, the headache arrived. Not dull, but primal, like my skull was being crushed in a vice. Every sound became weaponized. The office printer might as well have been a jackhammer beside my ear. That night, I dreamt of cigarettes. Not just smoking them. I was swimming through them, thousands floating in a sea of tobacco, each one calling my name. Day 2 brought rage, pure irrational fury that made me snap at Emma for dropping her spoon at breakfast. "It's just a spoon!" I shouted, immediately horrified at myself. Her little face crumpled. My wife Jen took her to school instead of me. "Get it together," she whispered. "Call your doctor." My doctor prescribed nicotine patches, which felt like cheating but also like survival. "Your brain is literally rewiring itself," he explained. "The receptors that have been flooded with nicotine for years are screaming for it." Day 3. The insomnia was so bad I hallucinated. My mouth produced saliva like I was about to vomit constantly. Food tasted like wet cardboard. I found myself standing outside a gas station at 2 a.m., staring at the cigarette ads, shaking. A teenager exiting looked at me with concern. "You okay, mister?" I wasn't, but I didn't buy cigarettes. Day 5 brought the dreams again. I dreamt I was smoking and woke up with crushing guilt, patting the bed for cigarette burns before realizing it wasn't real. The physical symptoms were brutal, but nothing compared to the psychological warfare. Every stress trigger felt like neon signs flashing SMOKENOW. Day 7. I could suddenly smell everything. My coworker's cologne from across the room, the garbage from inside the house while I was still in the driveway, the lingering smoke in my car upholstery that I'd been noseblind to for years. I deep cleaned my car that weekend, gagging at the yellow residue that came off the windows. Day 14. I could climb the stairs without sounding like I was dying. My daughter noticed. "Daddy, you're not making the scary breathing anymore." Day 30. The craving still ambushed me, but less frequently. I'd gained 8 pounds, but my skin had lost its grayish tint. My wife kissed me one morning and paused. "Your mouth tastes different," she said. "Better." Day 60. I found an old jacket with a forgotten pack in the pocket. Instead of excitement, I felt revulsion. I showed my wife, who watched nervously as I crushed each one under the faucet. "I didn't think you'd actually do it this time," she admitted. "Neither did I confessed. "It's been 6 months now. The money I've saved, nearly $2,000, paid for Emma's first real bicycle and a weekend away with my wife. My persistent cough disappeared. Food tastes incredible. Sometimes I still reach for cigarettes that aren't there. Phantom limb syndrome, but for addiction. But when Emma hugged me yesterday and said, 'You smell nice, Daddy,' instead of wrinkling her nose and pulling away, I knew with absolute certainty I would never smoke again. The war isn't over, but for the first time, I'm winning."